let me tell you a story. The story of the bear and the piranha. There was once a bear who was captured and taken over the ocean to the Amazon. The people there did not know the bear's strength, and so it soon broke out of its bonds and wandered the jungle looking for food. Eventually, the bear came to a river and said to itself, "Ah, a river. A champion fisher such as myself will have no problem eating." And as he poked around the shoals of the water, he found a small fish, oddly shaped, not like a salmon, but thinner. He snatched up the fish and brought it to its mouth. And before he could eat it, the fish said, "Goodness me, what are you? I've never seen something like you before. What is it that eats me now?" And the bear said, "I am a bear. I am king of the forest, and I am a champion fisher. That is how I have caught you. Now, you are my lunch." And the piranha, looking up at him, said, "But you are not from here? You are from forest?" And the bear said, "Yes, I am not of this place. I am from the forest, but I am king there, and I am king here." And the piranha said, "Oh, great and wise bear, how skillfully you fish me, and how carefully you fish as well, knowing that you can only fish on the side of the bank and not inside the river itself. Now I resign myself to my fate. I shall be eaten by a bear standing on the side of the river instead of in the middle." And the bear said, "I am the king of the forest. I will stand where I please. I have caught many fish standing in the middle of the river. They jump out and into my mouth. I catch them and eat them till I have my fill. That is how a king is served." And the piranha said, "Well, if that is the case, then why do you not wade out into the water? You will find many more fish such as myself, and you will be able to eat your fill. But I should warn you, it would be dangerous to do so." And the bear said, "There is no danger to me, and I will wade out and eat my fill." And the piranha said, "But wait, before you eat me and wade out into the water, perhaps I can call my brothers to you, so that more will come, and then when you have all those fish, you can let me go." The bear said, "Very well," and waded into the river. Once in the river, the piranha began to call to his brothers, and soon they began to swarm around his feet, the feet of the bear, and the bear could see a gigantic school of piranha swimming around his feet. And the piranha said, "Now, O king, you shall let me go, for I hold you hostage now. You must let me go, and you mustn't eat any of my friends, or you will surely die." And the bear laughed, a thundering boom of a laugh that shook the water and made the piranha schooling about him jump out. "You claim me as hostage," said the bear. "What claim do you have over the king of the forest?" And the piranha said, "You may be the king of the forest, but I am the king of the river and the jungle." And he bit the finger of the bear, and a single drop of water fell into the river. And the piranha, smelling the blood, jumped into a frenzy and devoured the bear. And then the piranha said, "Problems?" I don't know. Work in progress. Been working on it for like 10 minutes. I get annoyed by people who are out of their depth and don't know it. They're just completely in the wrong place for who they are or what they are. They don't even understand the conversation taking place. And they can't help but just blurt the first thing that comes to their mind. It's disappointing. But not unexpected. I wound up with some extra Vexus PCBs. And I'm thinking about setting up a development side of my keyboard sales page for some of these one-offs and weird projects, or projects not for regular people. Projects for developers, or projects for people who are strong-willed, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. There's I'm messing around with this MIDI sequencer, and first of all, the team, the couple, the people, it's called 100 Rabbits. The group that is making this code is bloody chef's kiss. Absolutely. I wish I was them. You know, a perfect blend of art and music and coding and style, and it's just chef's kiss. I've got nothing else to say. It's fantastic work. And there's a bunch of other tools and games and things like that. These guys are almost pure artists. It's fantastic though. But their stuff is kind of spread around. They go Mastodon server. There's some stuff on a GitHub. They have a separate web page. There's some other itch.io hosting service that has some of their stuff on it too. So it's pretty spread out, and it's clear from one of their tools. One of their tools is the reason that I've started messing around with them. It's that Orca. It's called Orca. It is a MIDI sequencer, and it's just chef's kiss, just perfection. I'll link the ping pong thing. It's not, I don't know what it is, but it's a thing, and it's beautiful. But I'll link that in the description. I'll give you an example. But the point is, I'm very interested in this tool language. It's called an esoteric programming language, which is just, obviously, if it's esoteric and it's programming, I'm 100% down. But the documentation is spread out, and it's clear that there's different versions that are not being as maintained as other versions. So it's a bit of it's not a slog, but it takes a bit of effort to dig through this stuff and find where the correct information is and where the information is that matches the build or the release. And then you run into weird build issues that you have to figure out why you're actually missing some library that was not listed in the webpage. And then I realized that they had done it, that they had made the you must be this high to enter open source tool. So you can buy the pre-build, and this is probably the brilliant way of doing it. If you can't compile from source, then you pay money. You pay money for the builds, for the compiled 1s and 0 releases. But if you can compile from source, hey presto, it's free. It's such a simple thing. It still doesn't manage the user base, because it just means people who don't know what they're doing can pay and then get it, and then pester you with GitHub issues saying, I don't know, my computer doesn't turn on, and just nonsense. But I realized, like, this morning, that I was assembling bits and pieces of data from disparate places and putting them together to make this program work. And I was like, oh, they're doing it. They're doing it, yeah, either intentionally or not. You must be this tall to ride. If you can't figure it out, you don't get to use it. Which ensures that the user base, if you don't remember this conversation, ensures that the user base will be talented enough to not ruin your entire life until you hate the project and don't want to maintain it anymore and just remove it from GitHub, remove it from open source platforms. It's an unfortunate cycle that seems to happen with some of these open source tools. So the solution was to appeal to a higher caliber of programmer or developer by making the build process a little bit more difficult. And that's what's knocking around in my head. Plus there's like Aesop's Fables in the old Collier Jr. classics, which are short and to the point, and I guess my Bear and Piranha imagining story should be a little bit shorter, but me being long-winded, who knew? So the MIDI sequencer thing, I'm messing around with it and trying to figure out how to get it to work. And the way I know that I love the style more than I love the app is because the app is actually an Electron app, and it was like I respect the guys for releasing it like that because they just wanted to make it more cross-platform. But the original design is in C for a terminal application, which is perfect. You don't need anything more than that, especially if you're running on something like a Raspberry Pi, where those extra CPU cycles need to be consumed by mixing multiple channels of audio rather than connecting to the Wi-Fi or maintaining the X Windows or any other number of ridiculousness that's frankly unnecessary for a synthesizer. So I'm making some sense of this, and I hope to be making some music of this. But Sunvox is also just really cool. That's about all I got, I think. Happy Friday.